Hey Bofrots, we're here in another section. We are definitely going to be talking about something interesting for all mothers out there. We're actually going to be talking about what we wish we knew before having our kids. Well, kids for me.
Kid for me.
So, sis, what were your expectations or what you wish you knew before having your little son?
So a little background about us. I have a son who is almost 2, and you have
a son that just turned 2. They're about 6 weeks apart, but they're still feel like they both grew up in the same year. Even though they were 6 weeks apart.
Yeah.
That was the joy that we both loved, that we both had sons, even though they live in different states, but yes, they're like brothers. When they come together, and we both have sons. We both come from a family of 4 girls.
Yes.
So definitely having our firstborn as a son
was a joy,
an excitement in our family.
It was. Yes. It was. So you have a son and a daughter, and I have a son. So what I wish I knew before having a child is that you cannot have the perfect birth.
You can't plan.
You can't plan to have the perfect birth. When I found out I was pregnant, until the time I had my son, I was planning. I was going to parent classes, and from the information that I learned, I was like, ooh, I want a natural birth. I don't want a cesarean. I frown upon having a cesarean birth, and I ended up having a cesarean C-section, which is a blessing. What I wish I knew, if I had to go back and talk to myself, I would tell myself, girl, enjoy the pregnancy and don't stress on planning on stuff, and don't stress on planning on stuff, and just pray. Just be relaxed and pray. If you are a believer, pray. Leave everything to God, because at the end of the day, what matters is a healthy baby.
Definitely, I agree with you. And as new parents, we can always, with the excitement, I think it goes more with the excitement of becoming a parent. You just don't know what to expect. You just want everything to be perfect. It's your first child. So I think it's the excitement is what overshadows the planning more. And another thing, well, for me, I say what more I've learned is, like Olivia said, not over plan. But I really didn't plan a layout like a plan. I just went with the flow. I really went with the flow, because on my part was more of, they didn't know what to expect. I had cold feet kind of thing, and I would be asking my coworker, what is birth like? So it's one, not knowing, and more of getting that fear away. Like, oh, they say birth is like this, it's the pain. Every birth is different, and knowing myself, I know I could tolerate pain. By hearing some people's stories is what I think gave me cold feet. But then, by the grace of God, I had a healthy baby. But what I wish I would have known is how to prepare yourself mentally, I'll say, more, versus not having that fear, just basically being in an expectation of joy versus being more fearful. I would say. And another thing I wish I would have known.
Talk about fear, I will have to cut you. The fear, I also had a fear while I was pregnant, but the fear came from putting myself out there while I was pregnant. Like, do I want to post this picture? As Africans, some, you guys might know that it depends on you guys' upbringing, but some family and friends frown upon either posting your pregnancy picture online, whether it's you're 2 weeks pregnant or you're about to give birth. But my fear came from that. It's like, as soon as you show that you're pregnant, some people are like, oh, you're not, you haven't had your baby yet. So I feel like they instilled that fear into me. So that my pregnancy was great, but fear came from, when should I post? Social media. When I thought everyone was happy and I posted, I shared my excitement. The reply that I got was, oh, you shouldn't have posted that yet. And it was like, ooh, is something gonna happen to my baby? That's where the fear came from. So I would say what I learned before, what I wish I knew before having a child, is to don't feed into that fear and doing what makes you happy. What would you have to say?
What makes you happy, like for more of the baby, or
for more of when you want to showcase your baby, and for when you want to showcase your baby to the world, when you want to let family and friends know, whether
the announcement part.
the announcement part.
Another thing I would say that I wish I knew before is, well, what to expect us just being as a mother. There's all these thoughts that come to your mind when you're becoming a mother. Am I going to be a good mother? Like you said, one of it is fear, and having all these expectations on how you want to raise up your child. But you really have, like I said, you really want to go with the flow, and it's a natural. I think for me, it was more, I had more expectations for myself, and then it became natural versus, oh, this is what I'm going to do, this is the routine I will follow. But then, all that went out the door, and just you went with the flow. What became natural because you adapt to what the child is doing at that moment, or there's not really like a set book where, oh, this is how you have to raise your child, or this is when. So basically, when you see the baby comes, all those thoughts come out of your head,
all those expectations, and those
so fear. I really had these expectations. I think at the beginning was, this is what I want to do with my child. Of course, you still have those goals, but when they're first born, you just want to enjoy the moment and enjoy them. And
I agree.
Being more in expectations versus being more fearful. That was really the main big thing for me, of being more in expectant of this child versus being fearful of what could happen. If I do this, they tell you what not to eat and all this stuff. So I'll say with my second pregnancy, I really, maybe because it was my first child, I was being more careful. And with my second child, I was just going with the flow, like I was,
because you already have,
the experience was there, but the fear, I think, when with all firstborns, is the fear of you don't know what to expect. And you cannot plan, like you said, you cannot plan the birth. We all plan to have a normal birth, but God knows best, and God knows what is really best for our children. And
I agree.
There's always a story behind every birth, which makes it special and unique.
Yes, every birth story is different and unique. I will say, happy mother equals happy baby. I wish I would have told myself that prioritize yourself. Although I had a lot of help thanks to my husband, I would say prioritize doing stuff that you love, so you'll be yourself while taking care of your child. Because if you're not okay, you won't be 100%. You will not deliver 100%. What am I trying to say? If you're not yourself, you won't be 100. You
wouldn't be stable to take care of your child.
Exactly. So I would say make sure that you are doing stuff to take care of yourself, to make you a better mother to your child. So that is either making sure that you have food available to you, or getting extra rest, so you'll be able to wake up at 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to breastfeed your child, or to give your child food to eat. Prioritizing yourself so you'll be a great mother to your child.
Another thing I think I was going to say, that a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, some women, expecting mothers don't know, is they said that when you're emotional too much, it can also affect your child. And that is a true fact thing that I experienced. I feel like with my son, I maybe didn't experience that, but with my daughter, I was more emotional. And I can see how it affected her even now that she's growing or now that she's growing, where, you know, my child is more of a happy baby versus my daughter is more like the sensitive one, always wants to be attached. So how you behave before you have the child, or what you experience versus you being more sad or more happy, it does affect your baby in your womb. And I've seen it with both children, how it affected them, how different they are, and, you know, with my experiences with both of them. So that is definitely something I wish I would have knew, you know, to maybe be more happier. But, you know, life situations and life happens. So you can't always, especially when you have your mommy boo-hoos and, you know, your emotions. But definitely I wish I would have known that to prevent that more with my second pregnancy.
Another thing I wish I knew before having a child is the fact that I accept help. I know as mothers we feel like we can do it all. We know our child better than anyone. So whether it's somebody taking care of your child or coming over to help you for 2-3 hours, please, mothers out there, if you're listening, please accept the help, because as women, as mothers, we do
even if it's not from your own mother or mother-in-law, even from your neighbor that wants to like check up on you, or, you know, somebody that wants to go to the grocery and pick up a few things for you, that even helps, you know. It does. It goes a long way, especially when you are become a first-time mother, and with everything that goes around you, they just don't realize. You know, we tend to, with emotion, and I don't blink. With emotion, we tend to shut out the world. Like, you know, I have my baby, let me have my baby and do all this stuff for my baby. I got it
on my own.
But yeah.
Lastly, I would say it's okay. It's okay to say after you have your child and when you come home, it's okay to say, I don't need visitors right now. I can't entertain family, friends right now because I'm trying to get to know my child and my routines before being okay to entertain family and friends that come over. I would say,
well, now Corona has helped a lot for that.
Now
so
COVID has helped.
Yeah, so you don't even have to say anything to a family.
Exactly, they're not coming.
But before or after this Corona pandemic,
I
feel like in our African community, when you do say that to your family and friends, it becomes a taboo, meaning that it's like you don't like your family, or they think that you better than them.
You're better.
What is the other word for it? Or like you think you're all that.
You think you're all that because you're not accepting help, or you don't want people to come and help you.
It's like,
in our dialect, in our tree dialect, we will say, "Well,
yeah.
That's
how they will see it as." But
how come you're not accepting help?
And I think in our African community, there is not much of awareness of knowing what privacy is when it comes to having a baby, or that having that intimate 1st or 2 weeks where you want to give the mom and the dad some private moment to have or to bond with their child. And they even in the work environment, they have something about bonding. They know how important that bonding time is when you first give birth to a child. And that's where your child is really getting, even as a woman, your child is getting to know your body, you know, smelling you, touching you, feeling you. You're getting to know your baby sleeping routine. And if you're both first-time parents, you getting adjusted to changing everything in your whole household for a baby. So I think always giving a couple or new parents that time is very, very thoughtful. I think it's very thoughtful. You know, best present maybe you can give them at that time.
I agree.
And trust me, there's plenty of time for you to see the baby as a baby girl. But just giving parents and that privacy don't take it in an offensive way.
Please don't.
But you know, maybe you definitely have to put yourself into their shoes. You know, just them adjusting themselves with the new baby.
Yeah. So once they get adjusted, so when the parents do accept help, they know exactly how to entertain you, per se, how to how to let you help them. Yes. My last thought is
She came back to her thought.
my last thing is, please, if you have family and friends that are coming over to help you out or visit, as a mother, as a woman, if you need help, don't hesitate. You're being considerate of the woman. You're being considerate of the family that just had a newborn child. And also
appreciate their time around you as well, because somebody's stopping everything they're doing just to come and give time to you and your family to make sure that you're okay and taken care of as well. And one good thing that one of my friends did, they didn't announce it to their friends that they gave birth. They just enjoyed the moment with their kids. They already had the kid 2 weeks prior to letting everybody else know.
Wow.
And then they were able to enjoy that moment with their family.
Wow.
I feel that's so beautiful because
it's needed.
It's needed, and definitely family, having that private moment with your family and celebrating that blessing with your family immediately is definitely needed before you show it to the world. And also, don't get offended if someone doesn't let you know that they have given birth the first few weeks, because they definitely need that privacy and respect that privacy.
They're probably tired
and probably even forgotten. They're filled with emotion. There's a lot going on, and if they let you know later on that they have given birth, I appreciate the fact that be happy and enjoy the moment with them as well, that they have brought a blessing to this world.
Yes.
And just be mindful and be respectful of each other.
Yeah. And be happy for your friends and loved ones that give birth to their new bundle of joy. Until next time, share and tell everyone you know. We love you guys. Until next time. Bye.